At the same mean velocity, the ratio of head loss per unit length for a sewer pipe flowing full to that for the same pipe flowing half full would be A 2.0, B 1.63, C 1.00, D 0.61. The correct answer is 1.63. As per IS 800-1984, the minimum pitch of rivets in a row is recommended as the diameter of the rivet times A 2.0, B 2.5, C 3.0, D 4.0. The correct answer is 2.5. The ordinate of the instantaneous unit hydrograph JUH of a catchment at any time t is A. The slope of the 1-hour unit hydrograph at that time. B. The slope of the direct runoff unit hydrograph at that time. C. Difference in the slope of the S-curve and 1-hour unit hydrograph. D. The slope of the S-curve with effective rainfall intensity of 1 cm HR. The correct answer is the slope of the S-curve with effective rainfall intensity of 1 cm HR. Water emerges from an ogee spillway with velocity 13.72 ms and depth 3.0 m at its toe. The tailwater depth required to form a hydraulic jump at the toe is A 6.48 m, B 5.24 m, C 3.24 m, D 2.24 m. The correct answer is 3.24 m. In a BOD test, 5 ml of waste is added to 295 ml of aerated pure water. Initial dissolved oxygen D.O content of the diluted sample is 7.8 mg L. After 5 days of incubation at 20 C, the DO content of the sample is reduced to 4.4 mg L. The BOD of the wastewater is A 196 mg L, B 200 ml, C 204 mg L, D 208 mg L. The correct answer is 200 ml. The lateral ties in a reinforced concrete rectangular column uncle axial compression are used to A. Avoid the buckling of the longitudinal steel under compression. B. Provide adequate shear capacity. C. Provide adequate confinement to concrete. D. Reduce the axial deformation of the column. The correct answer is avoid the buckling of the longitudinal steel under compression. The specific gravity of paving bitumen as per IS 73-1992 lies between A 1.10 and 1.06, B 1.06 and 1.02, C 1.02 and 0.97, D 0.97 and 0.92. The correct answer is 1.02 and 0.97. A linear relationship is observed between speed and density on a certain section of a highway. The free flow speed is observed to be 80 km per hour and the jam density is estimated as 100 vehicles per kilometer length. Based on the above relationship, the maximum flow expected on this section and the speed at the maximum flow will respectively be A 8,000 vehicles per hour and 80 km per hour. B 8,000 vehicles per hour and 25 km per hour. C 2,000 vehicles per hour and 80 km per hour. D 2,000 vehicles per hour and 40 km per hour. The correct answer is 2,000 vehicles per hour and 40 km per hour. The ratio of unconfined compressive strength of an undisturbed sample of soil to that of a remoulded sample at the same water content is known as A. Activity, B. Damping, C. Plasticity, D. Sensitivity. The correct answer is sensitivity. The modulus of rupture of concrete gives A. The direct tensile strength of the concrete, B. The direct compressive strength of the concrete. C. The tensile strength of the concrete under bending. D. The characteristic strength of the concrete. The correct answer is the tensile strength of the concrete under bending. The total length in kilometer of the existing national highways in India is in the range of A. 15,000 to 25,000, B. 25,000 to 35,000, C. 35,000 to 45,000, D. 45,000 to 55,000. The correct answer is 25,000 to 35,000. A direct runoff hydrograph due to an isolated storm with an effective rainfall of 2 cm was trapezoidal in shape as shown in the below figure. The hydrograph corresponds to a catchment area in SQ km of A. 790.2, B. 599.4, C. 689.5, D. 435.3. The correct answer is 599.4. The parameters in Houghton's infiltration equation are given as F or 7.62 cm r, FC 1.34 cm r, and K 4.182 r. For assumed continuous ponding, the cumulative infiltration at the end of 2 hours is A. 2.68 cm, B. 1.50 cm, C. 1.34 cm, D. 4.18 cm. The correct answer is 1.34 cm. The temporary hardness of water is caused by A. dissolved carbon dioxide, B. bicarbonates and carbonates of calcium and magnesium, C. bicarbonates of sodium and potassium, D. carbonates of calcium and magnesium. The correct answer is bicarbonates and carbonates of calcium and magnesium. Rotational stiffness coefficient K11 for the frame having 2 members of equal EIL is given by A. 5 EIL, B. 6 EIL, C. 7 EIL, D. 8 EIL. The correct answer is 7 EIL. The plan of a survey plotted to a scale of 10 m to 1 cm is reduced in such a way that a line originally 10 cm long now measures 9 cm. The area of the reduced plan is measured as 81 cm too. The actual M2 of the survey is A. 10,000, B. 6,561, C. 1,000, D. 656. The correct answer is 10,000. Width of carriageway for a single lane is recommended to be A. 7.5 m, B. 7.0 m, C. 3.75 m, D. 5.5 m. The correct answer is 3.75 m. The shape of the cross-section which has the largest shape factor is A. rectangular, B. I-section, C. diamond, D. solid circular. The correct answer is diamond. The unit of dynamic viscosity of a fluid is A. m2s, B. ens m2, C. pa s m2, D. kg s2 m2. The correct answer is ens m2. A point load of 700 kN is applied on the surface of thick layer of clay. Using Boussinesq's elastic analysis, the estimated vertical stress V at a depth of 2 m and a radial distance of 1.0 m from the point of application of the load is A. 47.5 kPa, B. 47.6 kPa, C. 47.7 kPa, D. 47.8 kPa. The correct answer is 47.8 kPa. The liquid limit LL, plastic limit PL, and shrinkage limit SL of a cohesive soil satisfy the relation A LLPLSL, B LLPLSL, C LLPLSL, D LLPLSL. The correct answer is LLPLSL. The sequent depth ratio of a hydraulic jump in a rectangular horizontal channel is 10.30. The Froude number at the beginning of the jump is A 5.64, B 7.63, C 8.05, D 13.61. The correct answer is 7.63. Shear center for an angle-purlin as shown in the below figure is located at AX, BY, CZ, D none. The correct answer is X. Alligator or map cracking is the common type of failure in A. Concrete pavements, B. Bituminous surfacing, C. Gravel roads, D. WBM construction. The correct answer is bituminous surfacing. A steel beam supporting loads from the floor slab as well as from wall is termed as A. Stringer beam, B. Lintel beam, C. Spandrel beam, D. Header beam. The correct answer is stringer beam. For an anisotropic soil, permeabilities in X and Y directions are Kx and Ky respectively in a two-dimensional flow. The effective permeability Kx for the soil is given by A. Kx Ky, B. Kx Ky, C. Kx2 Ky212, D. Kx Ky12. The correct answer is Kx Ky12. Chemical oxygen demand COD of a sample is always greater than biochemical oxygen demand BOD since it represents A. Biodegradable organic matter only, B. Biodegradable and non-biodegradable organic matter, C. Non-biodegradable organic matter, D. Inorganic matter. The correct answer is biodegradable and non-biodegradable organic matter. For the determination of earth pressure columns, which theory assumes that A. The back of wall is smooth and vertical, B. The soil is non-homogeneous and anisotropic, C. The slip surface is circular, D. The wall surface is rough. The correct answer is the wall surface is rough. The degree of kinematic indeterminacy of the rigid frame with clamped ends at A and D shown in the below figure is A4, B3, C2, D0. The correct answer is 3. The dimensions for the flexural rigidity of a beam element in mass m, length L and time T is given by A. metric ton 2, B. ml3 T2, C. ml1 T2, D. m1 T2. The correct answer is m1 T2. The center of pressure of a liquid on a plane surface immersed vertically in a static body of liquid always lies below the centroid of the surface area because A. In liquids the pressure acting is same in all directions, B. There is no shear stress in liquids at rest, C. The liquid pressure is constant over depth, D. The liquid pressure increases linearly with depth. The correct answer is the liquid pressure increases linearly with depth. The most commonly used sampler for obtaining a disturbed sample of the soil is A. split spoon sampler, B. open drive sampler, C. piston sampler, D. thin wall Shelby tube sampler. The correct answer is split spoon sampler. The two criteria for the determination of allowable bearing capacity of a foundation are A. tensile failure and compression failure, B. tensile failure and settlement, C. bond failure and shear failure, D. shear failure and settlement. The correct answer is shear failure and settlement. The time for a clay layer to achieve 90 consolidation is 15 years. The time required to achieve 90 consolidation if the layer were twice as thick 3 times for permeable and 4 times more compressible would be A. 70 years, B. 75 years, C. 80 years, D. 85 years. The correct answer is 80 years. If soil is dried beyond its shrinkage limit, it will show A. large volume change, B. moderate volume change, C. low volume change, D. no volume change. The correct answer is no volume change. If YY is the centroidal axis of a T-beam section subjected to plastic moment MP, the neutral axis lies A. above the line ZZ, B. between the lines YY and ZZ, C. between the lines XX and YY, D. below the line XX. The correct answer is between the lines YY and ZZ. The expression for the specific speed of a pump A. does not include the diameter of the impeller, B. yields larger values for radial pumps than for axial flow pump, C. is necessarily non-dimensional, D. includes power as one of the variables. The correct answer is necessarily non-dimensional. A parabolic curve is used to connect a 4 upgrade with a 2 downgrade as shown in the below figure. The highest point on the summit is at a distance of measured horizontally from the first tangent point FTP. A. 50 m, B. 60 m, C. 75 m, D. 100 m. The correct answer is 75 m. A deep cut of 7 m has to be made in a clay with unit weight 16 kN/m3 and a cohesion of 25 kN/m2. What will be the factor of safety if one has to have a slope angle of 30? Stability number is given to be 0.178 from Taylor's chart for a depth factor of 3. A. 0.80, B. 1.1, C. 1.25, D. 1.0. The correct answer is 1.25. An inverted siphon is a device for distributing septic tank effluent to a soil absorption system, B. device for preventing overflow from elevated water storage tank, C. device for preventing crown corrosion of sewer, D. section of sewer which is dropped below the hydraulic grade line in order to avoid an obstacle. The correct answer is section of sewer which is dropped below the hydraulic grade line in order to avoid an obstacle. The main constituents of gas generated during the anaerobic digestion of sewage sludge are A. carbon dioxide and methane, B. methane and ethane, C. carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, D. carbon monoxide and nitrogen. The correct answer is carbon dioxide and methane. 2 samples of water A and B have pH values of 4.4 and 6.4 respectively. How many times more acidic sample A is than sample B? A. 0, B. 50, C. 100, D. 200. The correct answer is 100. A weir on a permeable foundation with downstream sheet pile is shown in the figure below. The exit gradient as per Khoslas method is A. 1 in 6.0, B. 1 in 5.0, C. 1 in 3.4, D. 1 in 2.5. The correct answer is 1 in 3.4. Which one of the following set of values give the minimum clear cover in mm for the main reinforcements in the slab beam column and footing respectively according to IS 456-1978? A. 20 25 30 75, B. 5 15 25 50, C. 15 25 40 75, D. none of the above. The correct answer is 15 25 40 75. Two flow patterns are represented by their stream functions 1 and 2 as given below. 1x2y2 2xy. If these two patterns are superimposed on one another, the resulting streamline pattern can be represented by one of the following: A family of parallel straight lines, B a family of circles, C a family of parabolas, D a family of hyperbolas. The correct answer is a family of circles. The forces in members ABC in the truss shown are respectively AP0, BP0, CPPP, D0. The correct answer is P0. The plan of stairs supported at each end by landings spanning parallel with risers is shown in the below figure. The effective span of staircase slab is A 3000 mm, B 4600 mm, C 4750 mm, D 6400 mm. The correct answer is 4600 mm.